Hey, and welcome to You Talk. We connect with extraordinary people from across Canada and ask them about their stories, passions, and experiences. I'm your host, Ryan Funk. The holidays can be stressful. Whatever your seasonal practices entail, visiting family, holiday shopping, and dinners can take a toll, especially during this ongoing pandemic. Many are struggling. That's where the Christmas Cheer Board of Winnipeg comes in, helping out by providing food hampers and gifts for children, and a friendly reminder that there are people out there thinking about you.
My name is Shauna Bell. I am the Executive Director for the Christmas Cheer Board of Winnipeg. Christmas Cheer Board has been around now this is our 102nd year. And so basically what we do, there's no basic about it actually. What we do is we deliver hampers to individuals and families in need right across the city. And so that's up to around 17,000 hampers on an annual basis. This year, we're doing, in past years, we've done toys and food hampers with the challenges surrounding COVID that still exist. We're opting for gift cards again this year. But we did bring back toys, so that is huge.
Yeah, things must have been really shaken up once COVID hit.
Last year was a very, very quiet and sad year for the cheer board. We were able to bring a few volunteers in and put together gift vouchers, but really that was it. When we got up and running this year, we really put our thoughts to it. We knew that we missed the boat last year with the toys, and it was absolutely essential that we get those toys out to kids this year.
How about we just talk a little bit about the importance of these hampers and the cheer board? Why are we doing what we do?
So the cheer board has been doing this for a long, long time. But what it really comes down to is we know that over the holidays, there's a lot of pressure put on families, not just to ensure that they've got food over the holidays, but just that they have the essentials that they need that can take a little bit of the pressure off, ease it, and brighten their holidays up a little bit. So that's where the cheer board steps in. Like I said, this year we're doing the vouchers, but certainly what that does is allow folks to go in and purchase the necessary pantry items and also some of the produce items that they really find are going to work for them. And then, of course, the toys too. So we're always going to try and do a food type hamper along with the toys. We do have a few little extra gifts too that we're sending out where we can this year. It's really important. It's such an opportunity to be able to help folks when they need it and just, put a little bit of a smile on a kid's face at a time when, they need to know that people are thinking about them.
Even if you're not worrying about paycheck to paycheck, Christmas can be a challenging time for many people, that influx of spending money all at once and those large meals. And for those who are worrying about paycheck to paycheck, you just don't have that opportunity.
You don't. And just in thinking the other day, we were having a conversation, some of the volunteers and I, and it might be the middle of the month. And you realize that you've stretched that checkout as far as it possibly can go, and you still don't have what you need to really sort of, let's face it, a lot of people aren't working on December 25th. So what are they doing? Well, here's an opportunity. Here's the ability for them to actually have a meal. Whether they celebrate Christmas or not, they still have food that's so very essential to helping them get through.
And knowing that there are people out there that are thinking about them.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually really fascinating to come in here this morning, and I got here at 8:45. We opened to the public at 9. All of our volunteers were here. Everybody was up and running and just really excited to be doing this again. So I can't tell you the kind of energy that happens when you walk in the door here and you know that you're just doing the right thing for people.
This year, things are a little different than last year. And even before that, what does the Christmas Cheer Board, what does the mechanics of it look like before COVID? And what do things look like, during that time last year? And what's it going to look like this year?
We faced a bit of an interesting challenge this year. In August, we found out that the place that we'd been in for the previous 4 years, we weren't going to be able to stay at. So we hastily found a new place. It's 14,000 square feet as opposed to 40,000 square feet. Bit of a difference, but so we're able to roll up shop really, really tightly on for about 9 months of the year, we look very, very small and you wouldn't even know that we exist. And then when we pop open, it's absolutely amazing just to see how big of an operation we become and what it really takes to get us up and running. So we have probably about 50 volunteers on site right now in doing various operations. So we've got our customer service reps that come and greet the folks, help them make sure that they've got their reference number so that we can get their hamper, and they provide their proof of identification. Then we move them over to the next line, and that line is where they get their gifts for before they exit. So it's very different this year because we brought in a new database, and we were able to set that up along with our new phone system. So both of those things are streamlining and making our processes easier. But there is a little bit of a learning curve once you get up and going. So it's interesting. Yeah.
No worries. And it's super exciting just, being able to reach out to the community and like offer this opportunity to them. So what can the community of Winnipeg, and I guess those maybe outside of Winnipeg who are hearing this, do to help out people this Christmas?
We are always terribly short on toys for the 10 to 14-year-olds. They're always a tough act to buy for. So everybody typically purchases for, your 7 and under kind of thing. But any toys that we can receive as donations for that 10 to 14 age group, that's for boys and girls both, would be tremendously appreciated. On top of that, closer to Christmas, so we actually are fully up and running 7 days a week right now. So after this coming weekend, we'll be able to take in new volunteer drivers if they wish to come and help us get our packages, help us get our hampers out to families. So we'd love to see some new faces come into the building and just help move those hampers around this year. So those are two big areas. Of course, donations are never far from our mind either, but certainly if we can get some help moving the toys out, it would be absolutely ideal.
So we're talking a lot about hampers.
Yeah.
What exactly is going in them?
So this year we have the gift vouchers, and the gift vouchers depend on the size of your family. So if you're a single person, there's a $40 gift voucher. 2-3 is a 60. 4-5 is $85, and then 6 and up is 115. And so those go into the hampers. In addition, depending on the number of children you have under the age of 14, there's at least one toy. We're making sure that there's also a book attached because we know how important reading is, and we want to make sure we can give the gift of reading along with the toy to kids.
If someone is struggling this year, how can they get a hamper, and is it confidential?
I'm glad that you asked that. So there's 2 ways that anybody can get in touch with us. We've got 2 different ways of being able to apply for a hamper. Both are confidential. One goes through the EIA phone system. So if you call 204-948-2022. You'll be able to have your, if you have your case number handy, you can give that to Employment Income Assistance. They'll help you get your hamper application completed. The other way is just if you're a low income family, and that includes individuals, newcomers, whatever reason it is that you're facing economic challenges, you can reach us at 204-989-5683 is the right number. So absolutely, we keep everything very confidential. We do require a health number just to be able to get your application up and running. But again, we respect the privacy of our applicants, and we will do our best to ensure that they're comfortable, they're safe, and when they come to pick up their hamper, we've got everything they need.
Unfortunately, people struggle year long. Are there things that the cheer board is doing throughout the year, or is it only during this holiday season time?
This time we are basically just up and running over the holiday season. We do, when there's opportunity to get involved with other charitable organizations, great example of that is Harvest Manitoba. We typically will help with any extra food that comes our way. We'll make sure that it gets to them so they get it out and distributed properly through their channels. They know what they do best, so we want to make sure that we support them where we can, but not get in their way either.
You want to help out year long, and I guess just, when the Christmas Cheer Board comes out, we can help people during the holiday season. But it's also to increase awareness of those who are struggling financially.
It's interesting because the holidays always do generate a lot of just a lot of emotions, and people are very, very interested in being able to help out less fortunate folks when this time of the year rolls around. We're really happy to be able to help them. We really want to explore different ways that we can help support year round, but that's sort of early days right now because we've got a lot of planning to do just to make sure who we are makes sense. And still, after 100 years, when you're doing the same thing, sometimes you got to go back and retool it and make sure that you're actually doing it right and supporting people properly. So that's our next step next year.
Things can change just
Certainly is. It really is. And, when we started out, we were helping widows of of soldiers that had been lost in the war. Obviously, that is a huge difference to who we are now, but the need actually has grown. So while we think we'll do 17,000 plus hampers this year, there could be more. We really have seen such a significant rise in the phone calls that we've taken over the past couple of weeks that we've been open. And so, and this morning when we opened up, there were folks just waiting for us to open our doors.
And with the ongoing pandemic, more people than ever are facing economic challenges.
They really, really are. They really, really are. And the best thing that we can do is help lift folks up and help them know that there's people out there that care about them, that support them, and want to help them. So that's what we're here to do.
Donations are one way to help support the Christmas Cheer Board during this time of year. You also mentioned volunteers. There's about 50 with you right now. Are you always looking for more volunteers? Because
we're a little smaller this year and because of public health guidelines, we're very conscious of bringing too many people into the building. But that doesn't mean there isn't room. So we do, if anybody is interested in volunteering, I suggest they contact our volunteer coordinator, Deborah. She can be reached by email at volunteer@christmascheerboard.ca. If there's a will, we'll find a way.
The new location on Ellis Avenue, you mentioned it was slightly smaller. Is that a challenge just year over year, finding that space in order to open and collect these hampers?
It is a huge challenge. As I mentioned, when we open our doors in any given normal year, and I use that term loosely, but we are about a 40,000 square foot operation. When we shut down, we're probably more like around 8,000 square feet. So it really is, it expands so significantly, 5 times of what we would normally have. And so it's really, the space, as I said, works this year because of the vouchers that are in place, but certainly it has its challenges on what we would be able to do if we actually had groceries in here. I don't think we would need more by a lot.
Unfortunate that you don't have access to that space.
It's one of those things, especially this year we found when we were looking for space, there wasn't a lot to find. And so, and again, short notice, we didn't have a lot of time to really waste to get ourselves into a place and start getting up and running. But we're really optimistic that there is space in the city. It's just going to take a little bit more time and a little bit more exploration to find that right fit.
And hopefully next year we can find that space. Hopefully we won't be in a situation like we have been for the past little while, and we can kind of move forward again.
Yeah, we always want to make sure that wherever we are, we're accessible by buses, that we have the proper facilities in here. So make sure that there's public restrooms and such. If anybody did need to use the space, it has to work for the folks that we serve. And so that's the one key element in everything when we look at the space. We need to be accessible.
Where can people go to find more information about the Christmas Cheer Board?
You can visit christmascheerboard.ca, and that has pretty much all the information anyone could possibly need. We also have our forms if anyone is interested in supporting through the Feed a Family program, which is a really exciting program that we offer. It's to sponsor a family. So an organization, business, church, a group of individuals can get together, create a hamper. They contact the family, they can talk to them, find out what their interests are, and then build the hamper and they drop them off. So it's sort of it's a really great way for people to stay connected and also get a great sense of doing such a good thing for people within the Winnipeg community.
Awesome. Was there any final words that you would like to share with our listeners today?
One thing I've learned about Winnipeg over my life is that when there's a need in the community, we all rally together to support. And that's all we really look forward to, is the fact that people are here to help lift others up. And we couldn't do that without the support that we get throughout Winnipeg. So we just thank everyone for thinking of us and helping us make wishes come true at Christmas time.
If you have any stories you'd like us to share or communities we should highlight, leave a comment on our social media or reach out to us on our website. I'm Ryan Funk. This was You Talk, and have yourself a good one.